Hello and welcome to episode 4 of our Back to Basics series. In this episode we're going to be talking about how to set up a basic studio so that you can get broadcasting. The first thing we should discuss is your location, because it's very important. First, you want to choose a room that's quite quiet and somewhere you're unlikely to get interrupted. As well, you don't want your room to be too big and where the sound can escape, also with high ceilings. So you want to find a smaller room to keep the sound all compact. In a perfect world, the room you choose will be acoustically perfect, which means every time you talk or clap, the echoes are an absolute minimum. However, we do understand that this isn't always possible. In situations like this, however, it can be helped. Try laying down lots of carpet or using some dense hanging curtains. Or, if you want to be really posh, try using some sound deadening foam tiles, such as these behind me. Each of these should minimize reverberations on your broadcasting, as they'll stop distorted background noises being too deafening. There are some other techniques that you can use, such as removing any hard surface materials in your home, or maybe using a few more fluffy ones, for example. Why not try a couch or throwing something over a bookshelf to help bounce those sounds around for a much more clear sound? Now we come to technology. Every studio requires a computer. It's a vital piece of technology that will allow you to broadcast everything through it. In particular, Radio.co can be used on any Windows computer or a Mac device. So it really is a vital thing that will allow you to do everything you could dream of for broadcasting online. Just make sure it has 3 important things. It has a spare USB port, a headphone jack, and it's got a pretty good processor. Another piece of important equipment is a microphone. Now, in the previous episode we did talk about various microphone types and the cables you might need, but the best place to start would be a USB microphone. It removes the requirement for any additional hardware such as mixing desks and such, and they just require plugging into your computer and away they go. As microphones are very sensitive, it is a good idea to invest in a stand or a shock mount. This allows you to place the microphone inside and it cuts down any vibrations that may be caused by your location or your bassy voice. Lastly, we recommend using a good pair of headphones. Like these, for example. They're comfortable, lightweight, and you can wear them for a long period of time. Oh, and they wrap around your ears. It's pretty cool. The next thing we're going to talk about is your setup. So here I'm going to show you how to connect up the main pieces of equipment and software you need to begin broadcasting. Let's start with how to connect your microphone. Now, because this is a Back to Basics course, we're not going to bother using mixers or audio interfaces or anything complicated such as that. All we're going to use is a USB microphone that we plug straight into a computer. So here I've got my microphone and I've got my MacBook, which is the computer I'm going to use. Now, you might see that we've also got another device here, but that's not necessarily essential. It just so happens that the MacBook we're using doesn't have the typical USB connection. It's got brand new, smaller, fancy ones. So we're just using this for instead. However, your computer may very well have the USB connection that it needs. And it's just a simple case of plugging it in like so. And we're ready to use it. USB devices are plug in and play, which means as soon as you plug them in, they're ready to use. They don't require any additional drivers or software to install to make them work. They just do naturally, which saves you a lot of time, effort, and in some cases, a bit of money. Then the only other thing we need is broadcasting software. Now, the broadcasting software takes the audio and encodes it so it plays out on your Radio.co station. If you're using a Windows computer, then hey, we've got one of our own. We've got our Radio.co broadcasting tool for Windows. It's free to download and it's easy to download. If you're using a Mac device, such as what I'm using right now, then we recommend using another piece of software. It's called Broadcast Using This Tool, or BUT for short. We've included links on how to get set up with both of these broadcasters in the description below. And if you have any questions, then, well, get in touch and let us know. I hope you've enjoyed this latest episode of how to set up a basic studio, and I hope you join us for the next episode of our Back to Basics course. Take care.